All right, how about Drew Lock in the New York Giants? And like, listen, I think what most people are going to say is, "Oh, poor Giants fans. Obviously, they don't have the first overall pick now." But, Drew Lock is out there trying to compete, right? He wants to prove he's at least a capable backup, stay in the league as long as possible. And the Giants don't want to have the worst record in football. They want to be able to win a game. So let's talk about what they were able to do and also what went wrong for the Colts, who obviously needed this game if they were going to make the playoffs. Now they're out of it. So first, let's start off with the play you see on your screen. I mean, one key thing they did was just gave the ball to Malik Neighbors, right? Like, this is just a screen pass. Watch as Drew Lock is going to quickly flip the ball to Neighbors, and as of right here, I mean, well blocked. Neighbors is able to make a nice move on the first guy. Here, you do have a safety you have to deal with, but it's Malik Neighbors. Watch as Neighbors runs around him as well. He's going to get all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. That was on a 3rd and 14, too. I mean, that's great stuff, and I think this game, if it showed you anything, it shows how much having just an elite wide receiver means, and having a guy who's so unguardable like he was in this game, it just completely changes the dynamic of the game. Like this play, for example, it's going to be a single safety deep here. You see Neighbors has a one-on-one matchup, so pretty much anytime Drew Lock saw this, he did the right thing, which is, hey, let's just trust my superstar rookie wide receiver in these plays. Watch as when Lock takes the snap, he's going to look in Neighbors' direction, fires in Neighbors' direction, and as of right here, okay, if he just bombs it into the end zone, this is the touchdown. This isn't going to be a great throw from Drew Lock, but watch what Malik Neighbors can do. As you see, he throws it up and Neighbors makes the play. Hey, you know what? Sometimes as a quarterback, it's less about the throw you make and more about who you throw it to. And that's what happened there. Able to make the right read on it, and then even if it wasn't a perfect throw, you got Malik Neighbors, so it works out. Although, to be clear, I mean, Lock was able to do some stuff as well. Like this play, it's again a one-on-one matchup with Neighbors. It wasn't all just Neighbors bailing him out. Watch what happens here. Lock is going to take the snap on this one. He runs a play action, and as of right here, so you see, I mean, the defender for the Colts is making sure he doesn't get burned down the field, which you kind of have to make sure you do against Malik Neighbors. They probably should have done that more, but here they are trying to make sure he doesn't get burned down the field. So for Lock, well, how does he counter this? Well, watch this back shoulder throw. This is still an incredible catch from Malik Neighbors, but that's a great throw from Drew Lock as well. So there was some of that stuff as well. So again, Neighbors, really good player. He was a big part of this, but Lock used that tool pretty well. This is also something that Lock was able to do effectively, I thought. So you see the concept, and it's cover one hole was what it's called, where you have a linebacker covering the middle of the field and a safety covering the middle of the field. But you might notice the safety is not really covering the middle of the field, right? He is very far towards the top of the screen. You can probably guess why. That's where Malik Neighbors is lined up, so he's getting taken out of the play on this one. And here, that play call works for the Colts. They're able to cover everybody else. Everyone else is able to win their one-on-one matchups. Lock still looked in Neighbors' direction, but it's not going well. So now what do you do? Well, watch him get outside the pocket, and from there, someone is able to get open. It's Wan'Dale Robinson, who, you give him enough time, someone's going to get open. That was an issue for the Colts, is Lock was able to beat them a few times, getting outside the pocket. So that's another thing. And I have to be honest, heading over here, like, there was some not great Colts offense or Colts defense here. Like this play, it's a cover 2 zone on a 3rd down and 8, and the Giants have a concept designed to beat this coverage. First, they have a receiver run this route, just kind of trying to keep the Colts player who's in that area further in and keep him put, essentially. So then you can have another receiver run just a deeper route that's kind of going to get a little bit past that area. Hopefully it can get open. So you see Lock's going to take the snap. He looks in that direction, and as of right here, like, there is a window here for sure. The Colts really didn't, I mean, again, part of it was it's just a good play call, but still, the Colts could be playing this better. They're not getting, covering up this route effectively enough. You kind of have to be a little bit more aggressive in closing these windows. Because of that, Lock, again, to his credit, makes the throw, able to hit his receiver, in stride, allows him to stay on his feet, who ends up getting a touchdown. So, like, again, you deserve credit for hitting the open guy. That is part of your job as a quarterback, but also I think Colts will definitely tell you they could have played this a little better. As for the negatives, I mean, what were the negatives here? Well, I don't know. I mean, they did have a few possessions in a row where they didn't score. They had the opening drive kickoff, but then they got slowed down a little bit. But it wasn't really Lock's fault. Like, they ran the ball on first and second down, and they were in a tough third down, weren't able to convert on one of them. Another one, they ran 3 straight plays and punted, not at the beginning of the drive, but at a certain point in the drive. So, like, those drives, I don't really blame Lock. This one, 3rd down and 7, Lock takes the snap. He doesn't love what he sees. Neighbors is once again doubled. He tries to make something else happen, just isn't quite able to work. So you could argue the Giants, which I think Giants fans will agree with, could use maybe some more receiver depth. That was kind of a bit of an issue. The Colts' depth was able to win in this game. They just weren't able to stop the star talent for a lot of it. But now we have to go over here. This really was the play of the game for either team, I think. So the situation, all this being said, Joe Flacco's all of a sudden gotten hot in the 4th quarter. He's brought the Colts within 2. The Giants have gotten to the 5-yard line, but on a 3rd down and goal, if they don't convert here, then they probably have to settle for a field goal, which, hey, you're up 5 points. It's not the worst situation in the world, but it's not the best situation either. 1 touchdown and you lose. So you want to get the touchdown here. Lock is going to take the snap. He runs the play action, and again, everything is covered up. Neighbors is running more of a decoy route there, but Lock, again, getting outside the pocket. Big part of his game here. And he's just going to do something smart, which is, so you see there's a couple of Colts defenders. If the Colts play this perfectly, one of those defenders can run in, take away Drew Lock, and this play is over. They have to settle for a field goal. However, instead, you see Lock kind of fakes it though he's throwing it and then rushes in, and he was never going to slide there. He never was. He was going to try and do what he can to win the game. He knows that this might be their last chance they get to win a game this season. Only one more game left in the season, so let's go for broke. Let's try and win it here, and he was able to pull it off. So, yeah, give him credit. Hey, I know it's been a tough season for the Giants. It's been a tough season for Drew Lock, but it's got to feel good for them to win here. And I know Giants fans aren't thrilled with losing the number 1 overall pick, but we'll see what happens. Many teams have gone from bad to good without having a first overall pick. So if you're a Giants fan, you can at least enjoy the win and not think about the draft pick until it's draft time. At the end of the day, if you're a fan, you don't control if they win or lose, so might as well have fun with the win. But yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will also mention I do have a movie channel. If you like watching movies, like talking about movies, I have like movie reviews, things like that on my movie channel. It's Jackson Kruger Movies. The link is in the description below. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.